Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is, of course, Jason with Winning Bets, giving you guys some free sports picks every single day, and we're live on today's daily show. Mentioned a couple weeks back that we would do more of these live going forward. I think that's the way to go, so we can hang out, have a good time, talk some sports, and also talk our sports betting along the way. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend, and also including last week. Obviously, I wasn't with you guys as I was away on a little family vacation. So we got a lot to do on today's show. We got to recap what happened last week. We got to recap what happened yesterday. And then I got to go ahead and give you guys some bets for today. So with that being said, let's first go ahead and make sure we first start off with recapping last week. As you guys can see right there, a little bit of a down week, and really just came down to Sunday, which we'll talk about here. We went 13-17 and down 4.171 units. Ugly stuff right there. Again, it all came down to Sunday, which we'll get to. Still on the year, though, a lot of wins and a lot of losses, and plus 76.76 units. Yeah, we'll read the cash register right there. Everybody wants to hear the cash register on this beautiful Tuesday morning. There it is for you guys. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some of those good wins. How about that Tigers F5 team total? No, and that's not the Tigers F5 team total that we continue to cash, which we cashed yesterday. And, of course, that'll be on yesterday's recap. It was the one from last week against the Athletics, against Cole Irvin. I mean, the books are just – I don't understand why we're getting this at 1.5. I mean, the Tigers have just crushed left-handed pitching all season long. You would expect this to be at 2.5 at plus money, which is what we get, when some of these better teams – and the books just aren't treating the Tigers as one of those better teams. Hey, we'll keep raking in over 1.5. I guess nobody's really complaining, but I'm just shocked that hasn't been bumped up yet to 2.5. But that was a good cash right there. And again, in that same game, Zach Logue, over 4.5 hits allowed, two bets in one game. They both came through because that's what the Tigers do. They crush left-handed pitching. We also did Yankees-Orioles F5 over. That was the game with Tyler Wells and James Taillon. That game just fit perfectly into my system. Two good teams offensively. Obviously, the Orioles, at that time were, like a 12-game win streak or whatever it was. You had Taillon, who had faced the Orioles multiple times this season. Tyler Wells had faced the Yankees multiple times this season. An absolutely easy, no-brainer bet, and we got a good early cash on that one. Then we did a couple F5 team totals over the course of last week, and we did the Yankees against the Orioles. That one was on Saturday. Then we did the Cardinals as well as on Saturday, and both of them cashed super easy. We like to see that. Nerfies were good to us last week. Yeah, perfect 2-0 record on Nerfies last week, so love to see that right there. Get the heart racing early, but put money in your pocket, and that's what we like to see. We also did a couple tennis bets last week, couple winners, couple losers. We did do a parlay of Jerry and Alcaraz. That one was good. And Sesnonovich won 2-0 at good plus money. So good job by her. If you've got wins, you've got some bad losses, unfortunately. How about Mitch Keller? How about that cash cow? Boy, just tripped us up a little bit. We tried to do his under strikeout total. He went over. Cole Irvin, we tried to do under. He went over. Meyer, that was a tough beat right there. He only lasted 2 1/3 innings pitch. He exited the game due to an arm injury. Can't do anything about that, unfortunately. And then Wheeler, over 6.5 Ks, went 7 innings, got 6 Ks, was right there the entire time. Just couldn't quite get the necessary extra punch out that we needed to go ahead and cash that bet. And Quintana, in the same one right there, we went over. He lost on the hook. So many of those K props last week were lost or not. Well, not one. I was going to say one or lost on the hook. Now, not many wins in the K department last week. Lots of losses, unfortunately, right there. What about Harvick over Bell from the NASCAR bets? You guys remember I gave you 3 NASCAR bets? Heartbreaking stuff. One of them, Logano over Bowman, never had a chance. Logano just didn't have a fast car. Just never showed up to the track with a good car. And he was running just outside the top 20, generally speaking, most of the day. But Harvick and Chastain, losing those two was brutal. Absolutely brutal. 18 to go. Both of those guys were winning their head-to-head matchups. And then on a restart, Hamlin and Chastain got into a little bit of a contact. You knew that was probably going to come because, boy, they've had beef all season long. If you've been following NASCAR, you know that those guys have had beef all season long. You knew at some point Hamlin wanted to go ahead and pay back Chastain. That being said, I thought it was more of a racing incident. I didn't think Hamlin really got into Chastain and caused the wreck, but they made contact. Chastain hits the wall, and what's the worst thing that happens? Not only does he hit the wall and take himself out, he has to take out Harvick in the process. So with 18 to go, with both of those guys winning their head-to-heads, we lose it. And that's always the risk in NASCAR, just like every other bet has its risk. Unfortunate stuff right there. I thought we deserved to go 2-1 in NASCAR and have a profitable NASCAR day. just didn't quite go our way. And then Jerry, money line, I wanted to throw in one tennis bet because we did make a fair amount of tennis bets last week because, of course, the MLB being on All-Star break. Jerry, we took him at even money. Lost in 3 sets. Just heartbreaking stuff right there. So let's go ahead and turn the page, though, from last week, and let's go ahead and throw up yesterday. Yeah, buddy. How about yesterday? How about that plus 4.46 units, baby? Yeah! Who's liking Money Monday, baby? Money Monday! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. And that's 5-0 sweep up in here. How about a tennis parlay? Lajovic to win 2 sets to 0. Took care of business, and the other guy there in that tweet, he was in a little bit of a sweat right there. I got to move this money. You never know right here. Woo. He got it done in 3 sets, but boy, it wasn't easy. I almost threw in him to win 2 sets at 0 as well, but certainly glad I held off, as that was a little bit of a sweaty parlay cash for us right there. And then baseball, generally speaking, it's what we do. So what about the Rockies F5 team total over 1.5 runs? Easy cash. That was against a left-hander. That's all the Rockies do is crush left-handers, and we got that at 1.5. Thought that was a mistake by the books, and we were able to take advantage. Tigers, again, we mentioned it on last week's recap. They crush left-handers. I mean, it's just what they do. They absolutely crush left-handers. No surprise that we got a cash, and they ended up winning the game. Just destroyed the Padres, simply put. So good one right there. What about that Nerfy and Angels Royals? 6 up, 6 down, generally speaking. So easy. And then Zach Greinke under 1.5 walks. Boy, we talk about Mitch Keller being a cash cow. That play right there has to be a cash cow. Remember earlier in the season, we were able to play it. Then the books took it away from us for several weeks. Then they brought it back with a whole hell of a lot of juice. So we were using it as a nice little parlay piece. Well, yesterday we got it at minus 115. Minus 115. I'm not even doing any research. You get to this point in the baseball season, you're talking about 4 months in, there are just some bets that you don't really need to do research on. And I didn't research Zach Greinke. I didn't need to look up and see what the Angels walk percentage was. We know the Angels have a high K percentage. We faded them several times in the K percentage. So I knew off the hand it wasn't a terrible play, but I didn't research it. Zach Greinke's command is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Easily stayed up under 1.5 walks. So again, plus 4.46 units. Guys, make sure you grab a stack of cash. Grab your cash, fellas. Yeah. That's how you like to start off your money Monday. That's what I'm talking about. Starting off your money by putting some money up in your pocket. We unfortunately, though, if we're going to be honest, and we always are honest and transparent, we did already give back a unit, unfortunately. We lost a tennis parlay in Albin. Just didn't show up today. Just did not show up today. All right, before I go ahead and get into today's bets, let's go ahead and jump into this comment section and see what we've got going on. Thad, what's up, man? Thad was at that game last night. He saw those Tigers. He witnessed that cash in person. My man, Thad, what's going on? Puppet the Savage, what's up, man? Professor, loving the new graphics. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for this. Thank you. I can't wait for soccer, too. I already got in one bet. I don't have it here on the show loaded up, ready to display it, but if you haven't seen it, we're taking Wolves on the double chance, and we're parlaying it with Tottenham on the money line. I don't remember the odds what I got it at. I tweeted it out. I'll obviously have it closer to football season, but I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I know several other yous, including Thad's right there with us, big-time Chelsea supporter. So, yeah, I can't wait for football. All right. With that being said, let's keep it on rolling here. Let's go ahead and get into today's bets. Let's see what we've got queued up for today. Letter Q. Pop the bets in right there. All right, let's do that Reds F5 team total. I mean, are you kidding me? It's Pablo Lopez on the mound, but the Reds are hot right now versus right-handers. They've been really good since the All-Star break. They've been putting up multiple runs. They've only lost 1 game since the All-Star break. Just a no-brainer bet. A top 10 offense right now versus right-handers, and you're only asking me to get it at 1.5. I thought for sure this was going to be at 2.5. I've got this coming up a little bit later on in the payoff pitch. It's my steal, because it should not be at 1.5. This should be at 2.5. They'll certainly get to Lopez. They're just absolutely swinging a hot bat right now versus right-handers, so we love that. We'll also do that Blue Jays F5 team total. Boy, they're going up against a guy there in the Cardinals that's reliever turned starter, and since he's been a starter, he starts going through a lineup 2 or 3 times. He generally doesn't even make it 3 times. He just starts getting hit. You know who's got the number one, who's number 1 in average on-base percentage, slugging, and on-base slugging versus right-handers? It's your Blue Jays. Blue Jays are number 1 in all 4 of those categories. Woof. They should absolutely romp. And I think that this. I guess we can thank the Royals. Remember when the Royals came to Toronto? What was it, a couple weeks ago? and they had a depleted lineup, and the Blue Jays dropped that first game of the series. They took everybody's cash, my cash included, probably your cash. I mean, everybody dropped the Blue Jays on a money line parlay that day. And Blue Jays took the Royals for granted. They're not gonna do that this time against the Cardinals. Cardinals don't have Arenado. They don't have Goldschmidt. Arguably, they're two best players. I don't expect the Royals to sit back. They learned their lesson against the Royals. They're going to come out a starter that's just not very good for the Cardinals. Love that team total over 2.5 runs. And then the other one here for White Sox and Rockies, F5 over 5.5. You got two right-handers on the mound. You got two teams in the top 5 right now versus right-handers. Yeah, White Sox and Rockies, both of them right now are in the top 5 hitting right-handed pitchers. And then also you got Kopech on the mound here for the White Sox. His home opponent's batting average is 150. On the road, it's 231. So obviously his home and away splits are really bad in terms of looking at the away splits. This game's in Denver, folks. You don't want to, that's not good for a starting pitcher who struggles on the road comparatively to his home and away splits. And now you're going to Coors Field out in Denver. He should absolutely get hit by this Rockies team. Again, that's top 5 versus right-handers. And then for the White Sox aspect, again, another team that's top 5 in the majors versus right-handed pitching, and they're going up against Marquez, which his numbers are inflated because he plays in Denver. Don't understand why this is at 5.5. I know some books have it right now at over 6 with a little bit less juice. Whatever you want to do, I'm going for the no tie option. If there's 6 runs, I want to go ahead and help put money in everybody's pocket. So those are the 3 bets we'll go ahead on this show and give out. And then obviously we've got more on payoff pitch. It's going to be a day of F5 team totals. There's also some good pitching props I think we can go ahead and do. So look forward to getting on the payoff pitch. We obviously haven't had that show in a week as well. Yeah, looking forward to getting in there with the Hockey Squirrel at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time live. So that's how we'll do it. All right, guys, I'll jump to the comment section, see what we've got going on, and then I'll go ahead and drop and tie up the last little ends we got to do for the payoff pitch. McClanahan, Puppet Savage says, McClanahan over 7.5 or under against the Orioles. See, the thing about that is I looked at that bet. The Orioles, remember when we've been backing them this season? We've been backing them against left-handed pitching. They're struggling right now versus left-handers. McClanahan is obviously a really, really tough one. I think that's right on the number. Right on the number, so I couldn't quite bet it. I didn't think there was a value or an edge either side, so I left that one alone, Puppet. I think we're right there. The book's out on bang on, so. Professor says, will we be doing any EPL Premier League shows? Yeah, you know it. Matt and I will be back, baby. Yeah, we'll be back. I've got more, just kind of like I've kind of enhanced the shows, and you've kind of reflected with the kind words. Got a nice intro planned for between the posts. I got some good things planned for between the posts. So yeah, that'll debut next week. The new season will debut next week. Chad's back on Chelsea's under 2.5. Boy, that was a gift a couple seasons ago. Could very well be a gift this year. I'm leaning that way against Everton. I can't see Everton scoring. They're going to be an absolute mess. I could not see Chelsea giving up a goal. Maybe win to nils, maybe the better play, but I think under 2.5, you can probably bet it right off the jump, Thad. I think that's going to be a great play. Mitch Keller must have been reading your tweets. Yeah, he said, Mitch Keller did one of those to me. So, yeah, I hear that. All right, guys, great for those comments. Again, you guys make this fun. So, I appreciate that right there. Again, guys, we had a great profitable day yesterday. I know we lost a unit on yesterday, but don't forget, before you run on out that door, to go ahead and pick up some cash on your way out. We had a nice profitable Money Monday. Let's see if we can overcome this morning's early loss there in tennis and run it back right there. And then we got Jason coming in with Let's Go. Yeah. This is the guy right here. If you need anything for any, I would just say graphics, this is the guy. Get in touch with me, and I'll help you get in touch with Jason. This has been a great supporter of the show. He reached out to me. This is what he does for a living, and he's really, brought some nice new elements to the show. So I appreciate him. And Everton's getting regulated. I love that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop here. And we'll see you guys on the payoff pitch again about under an hour, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll talk with you guys then. Have a good one.